When I was a kid, adults gave me a very strange survival manual. Never touch a baby bird. Stay away from coffee or I will stop growing. And if someone starts sleepwalking, absolutely do not wake them. Nobody showed me evidence. These facts just arrived with the confidence of ancient law, so I carried them into adulthood without checking. Then I finally checked. And apparently, a surprising amount of my childhood knowledge was held together with playground rumors and one very confident uncle. The strange part is that most of these myths contain one tiny piece of sensible advice. Then that advice gets stretched into a dramatic story nobody forgets. Here are 9 things I learned as a kid that are not nearly as true as I thought. I was convinced that cracking my knuckles was a tiny down payment on future arthritis. Every pop sounded like my fingers filing a complaint. But that sound is not bone grinding against bone. It is connected to pressure changes and cavity formation inside the joint fluid. More importantly, a 2011 study compared people with and without hand osteoarthritis and found no association with habitual knuckle cracking. The researchers also looked at how long and how often people crack them. Still no clear arthritis link. That does not turn every annoying habit into a health routine. It just means the specific arthritis warning never earned the confidence people gave it. I spent years protecting my hands from a disease my knuckles were apparently not scheduling. Then there was the baby bird rule. If I touched a chick, its parents would smell the human scent and abandon it forever. That made one accidental touch feel like the opening scene of a bird tragedy. But the Cornell lab says parent birds will not abandon a nestling simply because a person handled it. If a nestling has fallen and the nest is safely reachable, putting it back can be the right move. The important warning is different. Most feathered fledglings found on the ground are not abandoned at all. Their parents are usually nearby, still feeding them while they learn to move and fly. A baby bird sitting alone can look like an emergency even when everything is going according to bird plan. So the false part was the magical human scent. The useful part is leaving healthy fledglings alone and getting expert help when a bird is injured. I also learned that the color red turns a bull into an angry missile. It is such a perfect story that the phrase, seeing red, basically comes with horns. But cattle do not see red the way I do. Their color vision is different from human color vision, and that bright red cape is not an animal rage button. The movement and the confrontation are what matter. A bull can charge a cape of another color too, which is terrible news for anyone whose emergency plan was changing into a blue shirt. Red is part of the bullfighting tradition, but the bull is reacting to a moving threat, not reviewing the matador's color palette. The color got blamed because it was the easiest part of the scene to remember. Blind as a bat was another phrase I accepted as biology. I pictured bats flying through total darkness with nature's built-in sonar because their eyes were decorative. But bats are not blind. They can see, and different species use vision in different ways. Many also use echolocation, sending out high-frequency calls and listening to the returning echoes to locate objects and prey. The returning sound carries information about distance, direction, and movement. When a hunting bat closes in, it can fire calls faster in what researchers call a feeding buzz. That ability is not a replacement for having eyes. It is another stream of information. A bat can have vision and an acoustic map at the same time. Meanwhile, I struggle to find my phone while holding it. The bat was never the embarrassing one in this comparison. The sleepwalking rules sounded even more serious. Never wake a sleepwalker, because something terrible might happen. Sleepwalking happens during a partial awakening from deep sleep. A person can move while the brain is not fully awake, which explains the open eyes and completely unavailable customer service. The actual danger is not a supernatural shutdown caused by opening their eyes. According to NHS guidance, a sleepwalker can be gently guided back to bed. If I need to wake them, I should do it gently because waking suddenly can leave them confused, frightened, angry, or upset. So barging in with a saucepan and an air horn is still a terrible plan. But quietly waking someone when safety requires it is not forbidden. The priority is preventing falls, stairs, open doors, sharp objects, and whatever midnight mission their half-awake brain has accepted. Coffee was supposedly different. Coffee did not just wake me up. It could freeze me at my current height forever. This warning was extremely effective because no child wants to be told one sip has permanently canceled their legs. But pediatric endocrinology guidance from Cleveland Clinic says caffeine does not meaningfully affect how tall a child becomes. Genetics, nutrition, hormones, and overall health matter far more. The growth claim is a myth. That does not mean children should start ordering triple espresso before school. Caffeine can disrupt sleep and cause anxiety, restlessness, headaches, digestive problems, or a racing heart, especially in larger amounts. The real concerns are strong enough. We never needed to invent a shrinking spell. Then there was the command to put on a coat or I would catch a cold. This one needs a careful correction because winter and respiratory illness really do spend a lot of time together. But cold air itself does not manufacture a common cold inside me. Colds are infections caused by respiratory viruses, and the CDC says more than 200 viruses can cause them. Rhinoviruses are the most frequent cause in the United States, but they have plenty of competition. Many respiratory viruses circulate more during colder seasons, and people may spend more time close together indoors. Temperature and dry air can affect the conditions around transmission, but somewhere in the chain, a virus still has to arrive. Forgetting my jacket may make me miserable. It does not spontaneously generate a rhinovirus as punishment. What surprised me was not that a few facts were wrong. It was how easily a useful warning turned into fake science. Leave wildlife alone became human scent causes abandonment. Be careful with caffeine became coffee stops growth. Keep a sleepwalker safe became never wake them. The dramatic version survived because it was easier to repeat. It had a villain, a consequence, and no annoying nuance. The accurate version needed an entire paragraph. So now, when a fact arrives with perfect confidence and no explanation, I try one extra question. Is this true, or is it just a sentence every adult heard when they were 8? Because childhood taught me plenty of real things. It also taught me that bulls hate red, bats cannot see, and my tongue has assigned seating.